Welcome to the Penguin Podcast, brought to you by Penguin Facilities Management.
Vlad,
Hello, Mike.
really good to see you. We've obviously been working together for the last couple of months. Can you tell us a little bit about what you do, what you may be doing for us, and what your mission is?
We are building a set of AI solutions that are helping facility management contractors to automate their help desk operations, as well as help technicians to make repairs faster when it comes to the actual repair. And the reason we started that is because I previously coming from the facility management background in a sense. So I previously was a co-founder of an AI company that was automating energy use in commercial buildings. And at that time, we worked very closely with facility management teams and facility management contractors. And this is where kind of realized through conversations with chief engineers what are the actual pain points. And that's something that led us to building whatever we're building right now.
Yeah, and I personally have taken this on board in a big way, because sometimes our job can be hard, can be tedious, huge amounts of unnecessary administration, and time is usually the biggest stealer of all them things. They all take time, and time costs money at the end of the day. So for a business that is built on process, procedures, and efficiency, for us, AI was one of the ways that we felt that we cannot do anything else within the business without implementing AI. So the partnership has been greatly received. The team are absolutely on board. So I'm looking forward to seeing where the next few months go as we start the integrations. So obviously we're an FM, you're a solutions provider for FM. Where do you see AI having the biggest impact on FM in the next year?
So in order for us to understand what to build and the things that we propose to you, Mike, at some point, something that came to us from shadowing experience with technicians and help desk employees to really understand what's actually going on the ground. And I think from my perspective, kind of the main point is to go into things that can be done right now. I mean, just literally right now as a low-hanging fruit. And I think the biggest impact at this stage for FM contractors would be to really nail down the help desk operations, because it's something that really is striving for the AI adoption and something that AI already can provide. And I see that the next stage might be to help the actual technicians to make repairs faster through diagnostics and repair guidance. But yeah, I would say that I would mostly focus on something that can be treated as a low-hanging fruit, which is help desk operations. Yeah.
So just for them that are listening, because not everybody is embracing AI. Yeah, there's a lot of negativity because people think it's going to replace humans that can do that job. So just give us one example of how AI automation can assist in the real world environment, in the built environment, for an help desk process.
Yeah. So with help desk operations, we are looking at it from the perspective that we want help desk teams to spend more time with their clients, with the client itself, nurturing the relationships, making sure that they're happy, and not really doing all these tedious, repetitive tasks. And so that is where we see the impact that we are making with automating the whole process. So in this particular case, it doesn't mean that we're going to replace those people. We're just going to free up the essential kind of time for them to actually work with people and to provide this personal touch to their clients.
Yeah. And I totally agree with that. I was at an event yesterday, and there was a comment that made me really smile because I resonated with one of the young gentlemen, Regan, who works for us, is that the help desk team should be spending time with the clients, and this particular lady was like, I want my colleagues to be like the client's best friends, and I totally get that because that's how I want our help desk team to be, that they are so close to the clients that they don't want to leave. Yes, it's about doing a good job. Yes, it's about keeping them compliant. It's about keeping their their premises safe. But it's how that is delivered, and who delivers that, because people buy off people at the end of the day. So we don't want to replace them people. We just want to empower them, and have them doing things that is going to basically keep us in favour for a long time.
Yeah, exactly. Just to add to that,
Yeah.
I think it's also there is a possibility to shift within the help desk work from sometimes negativity, because you're essentially dealing with things when they break down and people are not happy about that, and help desk teams have to deal with this and live through this whole process. But then it's also a possibility to switch from negativity to positivity by kind of helping nurturing the relationship with clients and making sure that they're happy and the whole team is happy as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So that just follows on then. So how do we balance tech innovation with the on-ground experience?
I think in this case, I think it's the process that we particularly took, which is taking into account the actual feedback from people on the ground and try to work on this feedback. Because sometimes people get used to the processes and thinking like this is the way how it needs to be done, and we're happy to continue doing that for a long time. But then you having this urge to change something, and then those that need to change something are not really responding to that. So I think it should be a combination of getting the actual feedback from people on the ground on what they actually experience.
And I totally agree. When we did our one of our early discovery sessions, we invited every single person in the business to that meeting, because they are the most important decision makers in the business. They are the ones that can actually tell us what's going on, and whether this is going to save them time, this is going to create efficiency. So they are, having them guys on the ground involved in that decision making process is important. So I totally understand. So before we go on to the risks, what I want to talk about, and sometimes this is avoided, but at the end of the day, it comes part of it. Return on investment, AI, obviously the stigma behind is it costs a lot of money. And what point do you see the return on investment? So as an FM, as a building owner, how can we create the biggest return on investment?
I think it's with regards to the applications of AI at this stage and the costs associated with that, it's actually the perfect time to do the implementation of the AI right now, especially kind of working with startups in the space. Because from the infrastructure standpoint, for the AI to work on top of the process that we want to automate, it doesn't really cost that much as you might think. But then I believe that ROI in this case will come from something where you experience the most pain at the moment. So I would say that this particular case of us automating the help desk is something where we can see the ROI coming quite nicely. On another side, and our pricing is basically based on that as well, because ultimately we want to make sure that you as a business feel and see the actual tangible results.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. No, and I think any business we're talking about, not replacing humans, so anybody who is looking to implement AI at this moment in time will be looking at it and saying, how do I get my return on investment
Definitely.
if I'm not going to stop employing humans? For us, it's about efficiencies, it's about the client experience. And that for us is the most important thing at this moment in time, that our team are being able to spend more time with the client rather than time and necessarily chasing paperwork and inputting data and that kind of thing. So
Exactly.
yeah, totally get it. So risk. So what are the risks of not adopting? Because if they're not going to adapt with the changes and embrace technology, I'm still and we've had the conversation. Tom and I have had the conversation. There is a lot of FM companies out there, various discipline contractors that are still working, off spreadsheets. They're only just adopting CAFM systems. But we're now talking about AI, yeah, which, for me would be a worry if I was in that arena where, we're not embracing technology. What is that risk for not embracing and not adapting and implementing, technology and AI at this moment in time?
I think it's all about competitiveness for the firm contractors in this space, because facility management is more of a commoditized service if you take it as a raw FM service, and I think it's getting difficult to make yourself different when it comes to communicating with clients and getting these clients on board. And I think this is what Penguin stands out with, is by not only providing the core FM services, but also adding additional value to those clients, so they can see a kind of a bundled view of things that they get from Penguin. And yeah, in this case is like the company that embraces AI in this case, I think will benefit from being more competitive. Also, there is a case that end clients are reducing the budgets on FM and being on top of your operational costs, making sure that you can actually provide with profit the services that you have to provide, or they want you to provide as part of the FM service. I think AI is something that contributes to making sure that it actually can be done.
Yeah. So, from obviously, the conversations we've had over the last few months, us as a business, we've absolutely embraced technology. We've launched our smart buildings platform. We like to have as much data as possible to help our clients make data-driven decisions. Can you see that as that evolves and as technology evolves, we're looking at buildings on a regular basis. We're seeing more automation. We're seeing more smart technology come in. Does AI have a place in that as well?
Definitely, but the case is that AI needs to work on top of the data. So there is a saying, garbage in, garbage out in the AI space, basically meaning that if there is a low quality data, then AI will not be able to provide meaningful decisions or insights to those who seek those insights. So I think in this case, as you correctly said, that buildings are currently getting different sources of data, so you can act on that. And I think the AI comes as a next step on top of all this data that actually is aggregated, stored somewhere, and you can start making sense out of that.
Yeah, because when I talk to clients and where we've got the smart buildings platform installed, we can give them the data, and we see with our competitors, they give them the data, but do they really understand what that data means? We're lucky enough that we've got a platform that shows it in a lovely dashboard, and gives them low-hanging fruits of energy savings, occupancy savings, and what the environment looks like. But that data usually is just stored on a hard drive and and not looked at. So AI for me is it's that way of being able to give the client them decisions and them prompts without the necessary to start digging deep and not really know what they're looking at.
Yeah, exactly. And there is also another case kind of related to big data is that you need to know exactly what you want to do with that data before you actually start ideally collecting that, so you can utilize that data in the best
Yeah.
in the best format.
Yeah, definitely. So, last thing, I want you to make a really, really bold prediction. What's your biggest prediction of AI in buildings, in the FM world? What's your prediction of where it will be in the next 2 years?
I hope that in the next 2 years, I'm not sure how bold it's going to sound like, but I hope that within the next 2 years, the AI adoption is going to be at a reasonable level in the sense that I hope that help desks are going to be automated and helping help desk employees to get the best out of the time they actually work in the FM business, and also kind of attacking the problem of shortage of technicians on the market as well. Because you have more and more buildings that you need to service. There is more complexity within those buildings, but there is less and less technicians out there on the market. And I hope that those technicians will also have the right tools, digital tools, to make sure that they can do more with less, as I said in the beginning. So I'm looking at it from the kind of really actionable standpoint that I think that's something that can be done right now. And I think it still is going to take a couple of years to adopt all of that.
Yeah, but very exciting, really exciting. So, but no, hopefully that's been a very informative few minutes of obviously listening to what we've spoke about. I think for me it's taking away the fear, not just from our team, but also our clients, that actually this is a positive mood, a positive move, and this is the future. Whichever way we look at it, this is the future. So thank you very much for coming to share your thoughts.
Thank you very much, Mike,
No,
for inviting.
thank
Pleasure
you.
being here.
Cheers.